If FPUC is not extended in late July, will you get $400 a week, $300 a week, or even a lot more? Hey everybody, this is a second stimulus check and stimulus package update today. This one's about FPUC, PUA, and UI, unemployment benefits, with really breaking and exciting great news minutes ago from Nancy Pelosi about unemployment benefits. Let me get right to it. When asked by CNN what's going to happen come August 8th, she said, you know what? We're getting a second stimulus package approved. And if it's not approved on that date, we are not going on vacation. This is really so exciting. What's also exciting is that every single member of Congress, whenever pulled for an interview by members of press in the last few days, they are always asked about FPUC, that's $600 from the federal government. If you don't know, let me explain, because there's always a hater that jumps in these comments. They're not around, these members of Congress. They're gone. They're nowhere there. No, that's just not true. Press can reach members of Congress even if they're on a Tahitian holiday or wherever they are. They send a request for an interview to their members of staff who are working, and then ask for the representative or the senator to respond to the comments. So people keep on saying that no one in Congress is anywhere to be reachable and haven't said a single word for the entire month. That's just not true. Let's get to the great, exciting news, and boy, it is great. Nancy Pelosi basically said minutes ago that a second stimulus package will be approved, a second stimulus check will be approved, and that if it's not approved on or around August 7th or August 8th, she is ordering members of Congress not to go anywhere and stay their butts there and get it done. I mean, this is really great news. Either she's been watching this channel, reading your comments, and you've been on the phones calling your senators, because I've been saying, hey, it is outrageous to think that FPUC, that's $600 from the federal government, which expires in late July, will expire while Mitch McConnell is sipping a Mai Tai with his feet in the jacuzzi and saying, you know, who cares? I'll get to it when I get back into town. So let me go over the great details for you right now. There was an interview done with Nancy Pelosi, and she didn't say a lot, but she did say that one comment. We absolutely have to get the second stimulus package approved, and we have to stay in town. We also have to come to an agreement, aka we're not leaving town. And she said that the Congress would forego or postpone month-long returns to their districts, aka vacations. So the great part of the interview was that it also talked about what other people were saying on the other side of the table. It quoted Mitch McConnell, which I just love this part, and I missed it. You know, I can only catch so many Mitch McConnell comments about FPUC. It says that Mitch McConnell initially said that he wanted to end FPUC, that's $600 from the federal government, when it expires in late July. He hates it. He wants to end it. He initially had pushed to end the $600 benefits. He called it a mistake. Oh boy, those are fighting words, aren't they? He called the $600 from the federal government that you're getting because you're on lockdown during a pandemic, you can't make rent and can't make utilities, a mistake. And the reason he called it a mistake was because you're staying at home and you're making a lot more money than when you're at work. I mean, that's his comments. That's not my comments. Well, the part of this article I love, which is from CNBC, the financial channel, is that when they grabbed Mitch McConnell somewhere for a quote before he got on his jet to fly off to Fantasy Island for another 2,000 months, he said, well, we do have to protect people. And, quote, we do have to have basic protections of unemployment insurance. And it's extremely important and should be continued. Let me read that to you again. When they grabbed him when he's about to, put the hula skirt on and jump on the plane, he said it's important that unemployment insurance should be continued. Boy, he flips and flops more than Marco Rubio. So in that regard, he there said he wanted to extend FPUC, the $600 from the federal government. I did not catch that comment until I saw it today. So it's really great news. You have Nancy Pelosi, who of course wants to extend the $600 from the federal government. It's in the HEROES Act. It's in that bill that's currently in the Senate, arrived from the House, extending $600 from the federal government FPUC into 2021. But now you have Mitch McConnell saying, we do have to extend these things. I said to you, I called his bluff. I called his bluff back in May. I said, he's just bluffing. Now, here we have Steve Mnuchin, who's also mentioned. You know where I'm going with Steve Mnuchin. He's the Treasury Secretary. He's part of the Trump administration. He's the Treasury Secretary, and he said some really horrible comments, which I really hated about FPUC last week about $600. But today, the articles are sort of roping him in a way which I sort of like. It says he does not want to extend FPUC if people make more than 100% of their income before the pandemic. Okay, well, this is sort of interesting. So we're starting to see more of where people are going in Congress on their thoughts of FPUC. We have the Democrats that basically say, let's just extend it for everyone. We're just going to pass the law. We're going to extend $600 for the federal government for FPUC. That's $600 per week that goes on top of UI and PUA benefits. We're going to extend it for everyone into 2021. We're not going to go into an analysis of how much you made and who you are, and are you married, are you single, are you divorced, are you an exotic dancer. We're not going to go into that whole analysis. We're just going to extend it. Then you have Mitch McConnell saying, we need to help people. Wow, is this really Mitch McConnell talking? Did he get drunk? It's actually Mitch McConnell saying we need to extend benefits. Then you have Steve Mnuchin saying, I don't want people to get rich on the American government. I don't want you to make more than you were getting before the pandemic. So what Steve Mnuchin is doing is he is relying upon documents which I call problematic. There are documents that were released last week that said, it said 2/3 of people getting FPUC are getting more money on FPUC than they got when they were employed. It said that $600 is too much, that $400 or $300 per week instead of $600 a week would fix about what they call about 60% of the people getting too much money. And so, you see basically now three groups, the White House, Democrats, and Republicans, all saying, hey, we need to extend FPUC. We need to extend it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I have been saying for weeks, I just called it bluff. I think it's going to extend it. But you're seeing Republicans saying, maybe it needs to be a little bit less, or maybe it needs to only be given to certain people. And so that seems to be the Republican battleground at the moment, which is, okay, either we give $600 to only certain people, and the rest get nothing, or we reduce the whole amount for everyone else. And this is not the first time we've heard this. This FPUC bit of changing FPUC from 600 to 400 to 300 is not the first time we've heard this. Where have we heard this? We heard this in the second stimulus check last week, where Mitch McConnell and the Treasury Secretary both said, maybe we give a second stimulus check, but we don't give it to as many people as we gave it last time. But we give a lot more. Okay, let's go over that again. So they're saying instead of $1,200 we gave last time, let's give more money, but give it to less people. It's sort of what they're saying now with FPUC. Okay, maybe $600 is a lot of money, but maybe we keep them with a lot of money, but we only give it to less people. Interesting. But I really do think FPUC is going to get extended. It could get modified. It could get reduced to $400, $300 for everyone. Or it could be, you only get $600 if you didn't make a lot of money, if you made a lot of money last year. This one's a little reverse. This is one saying $600 should be given to people who made a lot of money. This is the Republican argument. It should be given to people who made a lot of money last year, and so you deserve to be rewarded. It is what it is, but I have some other really great news, and I saved it for later in this video, which is if you have lost your job and don't have medical insurance, there's a great new report out today that says that there's 3 programs out there that can provide you medical assistance, even if you're on PUA, UI, or unemployment benefits or FPUC. It's really quite great. I'm not a good I'm not a great guru about medical plans, so my understanding about this is limited. That's my disclaimer. But they are called COBRA, the Affordable Care Act, or Medicare and Medicaid. They still provide benefits to you if you're laid off. Let me go shortly over them to the extent that I understand them. COBRA allows people who work at companies with 20 or more employees to pay to continue their workplace insurance for a shortened period of time. But it may not be a good plan for some of the viewers of this channel. It's a little expensive. It's about $600 per month. The second one is ACA, which is a lot cheaper. Depending on where you live, you can access either the federal marketplace or your state marketplace. Losing your job will qualify you for a special enrollment period for either option, and that's about 60 days. The way do you go for that? It's called healthcare.gov, healthcare.gov. The last one is the National Patient Advocacy Foundation has a calculator on what your costs might be if you went to the ACA marketplace. Medicaid has zero premiums in most states, so if the cost is a problem, Medicaid should be the preferred option, said the interviewer in this report. So of the three programs, there's ones where there's nothing, there's no premium. There's ones where there's a slight premium. It's really great news, but let me recap. Second stimulus package, going to a discussion in late July when members of Congress come back from session. Nancy Pelosi says we're not leaving until we get it done and get it approved. The approval date was originally going to be around August 7th or August 8th, which this channel reported, because that's when they go back on vacation. But Nancy Pelosi says no. If you don't get it done by then, you're not leaving. You're not leaving. Great news. Second, FPUC currently is set to expire in late July. If it expires while Congress is in session, they may have to do it retroactive. Third, I forgot to lead with this. This is probably the most important thing in this video, and I forgot to lead with it. The most important thing to understand is that, and you don't grasp this by watching me, but 99% of all the interviews I see by members of press with members of Congress about a second stimulus package leads with the first question: what are you going to do about FPUC? They always lead with that question. All these second stimulus check interviews that are out there on a daily basis, whether they're grabbing Mnuchin or Larry Kudlow or Pelosi or Chuck Schumacher or anyone in members of Congress or the Trump administration to ask them a question about a second stimulus package, they always say, what are you going to do about that $600 per week? They always lead with that question, because they understand that is really quite serious. They understand that is really one of the most serious things to talk about. And they want an answer to it, and they want an answer that's clear. And so in pushing Mnuchin and Mitch and Nancy to give answers about it, despite what their comments were back in May, their comments are now, we have to have it again. Great news. FPUC expiring in late July, PUA not expiring in late July if you are currently on it. It would expire for new applicants. PUA not expiring in late July if you're currently on it. PUA not accepting new applicants under the CARES Act after July. But PUA is 33 weeks from the date that you started PUA. I got a lot of questions about that. So if you started PUA on April 1st, it's 33 weeks that way into the future. So that's not expiring. UI is not expiring. UI is a state benefit. So you have UI weeks under your federal government. You have extended UI benefits, what's called extended benefits. States extend your number of weeks of UI benefits under what's called extended benefits, and they have done it. The third one is called FPEUC. Yeah, it's just, these words are horrible. It was established under the CARES Act, another word, back in March, the first stimulus package, talking English to you, the first stimulus package. And that provided additional weeks of unemployment assistance. So for people who are on UI, unemployment assistance now, you're not running out of weeks yet. You have your normal number of weeks, you have your state extended benefits, and you have the federal extension of benefits under the first stimulus package. So you have all that. But what's in the second stimulus package is the following: extension of FPUC, that's $600 per week into 2021, extension of PUA, extension of UI benefits. A lot of great news, and they do not conflict with a second stimulus check. If you have questions in today's video, drop them in the comments below, and we may feature them in tomorrow's recording. Come up later today. Really great news about renter's assistance. You know, that's one of the ones that really scares me, and really great news. It's a good day for a lot of great news today. Always stay positive, stay smiling, and stay with LA for more.